Hello and welcome to Stir with Love, a podcast brought to you by Love of Food Network. I'm Jan Delory. I'm joined
Nicole.
by
Nicole.
and we are going to be talking today a little bit about our Thanksgiving recap. How did it go? We did a three-part series about how to host Thanksgiving like a pro. And we thought we'd show you what we made and talk a little bit about how our Thanksgiving kind of turned out. So let me go ahead and just share my Thanksgiving completed slide because what we do, and you'll have to pardon me because I have caught a cold, so I'm fighting this as we're going today. My Thanksgiving kind of got ruined by my fact that I caught a cold. So I was supposed to have people over, but of course, being sick, I knew it. I knew it wasn't going to happen. My husband was sick, and I'm sure that I'm going to go down right behind him. And I did on Thanksgiving Day. So I'm glad that I canceled and gave them plenty of time to back out. But that didn't mean that Thanksgiving wasn't going to happen. Thanksgiving still went on because we had turkey to cook. We had all kinds of wonderful food that we wanted to share and have later. So my husband and I cooked everything and just kind of suffered through our colds and still enjoyed a wonderful day. Anyway, enough about my Thanksgiving. Nicole, I want to talk about your Thanksgiving, and you kind of did this twice, right?
I did. I did the turkey pre-Thanksgiving.
And this is your turkey. So tell us about what we're looking at here. What did you do?
Yeah, I did just a simple store-bought frozen turkey that I defrosted and spatchcocked it. Put butter underneath the breast and the skin, and then rubbed it down with more butter and lots of seasonings, onion powder, garlic powder, paprika, and it turned out so good. It was so moist,
You
and it
cooked
cooked in
this.
half the time.
It cooked in half the time, and you cooked this in your oven.
I did cook it in the oven.
Okay. All right. So this is what it looked like when it was done. It looks fantastic.
Thank you.
And it looks like it was nice and moist. I mean, we can see here we're looking at kind of the separation of the white meat and the dark meat here, as well as there's the picture of the white meat once you sliced into it.
Yeah,
So
it literally just pulled off the bone.
would you do this again?
Oh yeah, it was real easy. I have a convection oven, so I think that's what also between spatchcocking it and cooking it in the convection oven, it was very good. I don't like turkey as much as chicken because it does dry out real fast. But this was so easy and everybody loved it.
Fantastic. Talk about the process of spatchcocking because I did a video on how to spatchcock a turkey. And I want to hear about your process and how you did yours. And, what would you say to someone who's never done this and who's a little bit hesitant to actually go through the process of taking out and talk about what is the process? How do you get it to lay flat? I mean, I know, but tell others.
So I do mine in the sink. I find if I do it on the cutting board or on the counter, it's too slippery. It moves around too much. So I just give my sink a good cleaning, and then go ahead and unwrap it and wash it down in the sink. And then that's when I spatchcock it and take out the bone. Generally for chickens, you can use like kitchen shears. But for turkey, you would probably need gardening shears, just because the bones are so thick. So what I ended up using was a nice heavy handled, thick 12-inch kitchen knife, and that went right through.
That's
No problem.
fantastic. Because spatchcocking is actually removing the backbone from the turkey. You're taking out its spine. And that's a piece that nobody eats anyway. There's no meat on it there to speak of. And then what I found was when I did mine is that then you have this wonderful piece of turkey that you can then put in a stock, and because you're going to strain your stock and get all little bones out anyway, and you're just getting more flavor.
Yeah,
So there was,
don't throw it out.
yeah, it was less waste. So that was your pre Thanksgiving turkey that you did, and I would say again, what a great use of coming up with something creative and something different to do for your turkey rather than having the traditional turkey. Now, I also did something different this year.
So this year we bought a regenerative turkey from the farm. We got it seasoned after we brined it overnight. Got it stuffed with some nice aromatics. We're going to go ahead and get this into the oven. Now this is going to cook faster, that's what I'm told, than a turkey that you buy from the supermarket. So we're going to try this at 6 to 8 minutes per pound. And then we're going to give it a good look and see where we're at temp-wise. And we'll let you know how this tastes. I think it looks fantastic.
So for anybody who doesn't know, a regenerative turkey is a farm-raised turkey that has been raised in a specific manner where they're in a very natural environment where the earth and the soil that is growing the greens that they're picking at and the little insects that they're eating while they're roaming and grazing has been handled in a regenerative way so that the earth is consistently being turned over, so to get the most nutrients that you can into the soils. Therefore, you're getting the most nutrients into the plants. Therefore, you're getting the most nutrients into the animals and the plants that are eating from that area of a farm. So regenerative is a word you're going to be hearing a lot more about late. It's as of late. It is the new buzzword. Organic is becoming less important and regenerative is becoming more important. And why that is that small farms are not able to get certified organic quite easily, but they can get the stamp of approval from the USDA to be regenerative. So there's a whole lot more to it than that. There's a whole lot that can go into what you call organic and what's really organic and what's not organic. And there's a big debate going on with the farmers. And I'm not a farmer, so I'm not going to get into that. But just know that there's a lot of information out there about what you really are eating. And take some time and look into that. Now, why did we do this? Well, I ran into a farmer at a farmer's market, local. Well, I say local. They were at a local farmer's market. I'm going to tell you how far I drove to pick up this turkey, and you'll laugh. But they told me that they had turkeys, regenerative turkeys, and they started telling me about all regenerative meat, not just turkeys, but beef and pork and everything. And what they were telling me is that it has so much more protein in it than average meat that you would buy at the supermarket. And what happens is you get full faster. You don't need to eat as much of it. And that it had a nicer flavor. So I was curious and I wanted to know. So I put a deposit down on this turkey because this is not an inexpensive turkey. This was quite pricey. I put the deposit down to have my turkey produced for me. And they did. They produced this turkey for me and let me know when I could come and pick it up. Or I could meet them at the farmer's market. Well, I wasn't available to go to the farmer's market. I was out of town. So I said, I'll just come to your farm, which I was thinking was, going to be, not too far away. Well, I ended up driving up to nearly the Virginia border to pick up this turkey. And I had the dog with me. And I was kind of glad I brought him because I pulled in at this Route 39 address, you know. And then I started driving up this long farm road, and it was taking twists and turns. There was actually a bull that was, or a cow. I don't know if it was a bull, but my dog was barking out the window, and he mooed at my dog. Like he was like face to face with him. It was awesome. It really was quite an experience. And all I kept thinking is, I hope I'm on the right property, because I don't want to get to the end of this road and be like, oh, well, where am I now? You know, but I was, because the guy knew I was coming, and he came out to meet me. Him and his wife are very nice. And so it turned out wonderful, but I went to pick up this turkey. So enough about that. The regenerative turkey, I'm going to show you a little bit about what it looked like when I was done cooking. But the thing I need to tell you is that it wasn't 6 to 9 minutes a pound. It was the average 10 to 12 minutes per pound. As far as I was concerned, it didn't cook any faster. I did keep an eye on it. It did come out fantastic, juicy, and all of that. I did brine it based on their recommendation. They said it's not injected with stuff like you get in the supermarket. So they suggested a liquid brine. So I did do a liquid brine and let it sit in there 24 hours in the refrigerator beforehand. So I'll show you what it looked like when it came out.
That's good.
This is our regenerative turkey just coming out of the oven. I think it looks beautiful, plump, juicy. You're going to tell us once we cut into it what you think. Did we nail this? And then we'll let you know, was the flavor any different than the other types of turkey?
So I here's it on the plate, right? I like the skin, so I took a picture of my plate with mine on the skin with my little mashed potatoes and all my other fixings. But it was the best turkey I have ever had in my entire life.
No, so it was worth it.
It was so flavorful. It was worth it. I will do this again. And I am now going to be checking out some of the other regenerative meats just to see, is there that much more flavor in them? So I'm a fan now. I'm hooked.
Nice.
So I need to do a quick plug for the farm where I got this turkey. It was Back to Basics farm in Henderson. That was, you can find them at b2branch.farm. b2branch.farm. So Amanda and Joe are the owners of that farm. And so big shout out. I let them know that I would tell them how it turned out. and now I'm a big fan.
No, it looks delicious.
Yes, it was.
And it's good that you were able to eat the skin, because a lot of times on turkey, the turkey skin is sometimes it's like overcooked, so it gets real rubbery or tough. And your skin looks really good, like crispy. Yeah.
Yes. All right. So let me just tell you a little technique I do for my skin. I am a fan of ghee. Ghee being clarified butter, and you can buy ghee. I buy it in the international store, and basically what I do is I make sure I get herbs and ghee all mixed together, and then like you, I go under the skin, right, all around that meat with my hand, get right up underneath that skin, but then I make sure that the skin is rubbed down with ghee. And I swear that makes a huge difference on the crispiness of the skin. For some reason, it does. It just kind of takes and sizzles it just a little bit and crisps it up.
Oh, okay. Thanks for sharing that tip.
You're welcome, Nicole. All
I
right,
never
so
ghee on my turkey, so I'll have to try that.
yep. A lot of people use butter, and nothing wrong with that. But I think when the butter is clarified, it gives you just a little bit better result. All right, so what we're looking at here is some apples, right? In a pie crust, you made an apple pie. And the reason I showed those apples was because you stuffed this pie. This is one of those overly stuffed apple pies. I
Hmm.
love this. When I look at this, it makes me want a piece. I know it's not cooked, right? I know you didn't even give me a picture of it when it was done, but I
Yeah,
already know that this was a fantastic pie.
it did. It turned out really well. Everybody enjoyed it. I don't eat pie myself, but yeah, it was gone.
It was gone that day.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody dug in and had a piece of pie. So I'm going to challenge you, Nicole, to get this, make sure we have this recipe.
Hmm.
And I'm sorry, but I have a little tickle in my throat here. Try and get some water. I'm on the back end of this cold. You did some other pies as well.
Yep. Did a traditional pumpkin pie. That's like a staple. No matter what you have for Thanksgiving, there's a couple of staple desserts that people when they come to your house they're always
You
expecting.
did some other pies as well, Nicole. These
Yep.
little mini pies.
Yep. So these are I started out with sour cherries. That I, just added some sugar and some cooked it down on the stove and thickened it with some cornstarch. And I was told there was everybody was fighting over the last one.
Look how good these look. Oh my goodness. Can I just tell you? I want these. And I just like right now I could like just devour these. You used a little bit of castor sugar on the top or some
Yep. Yep. Egg wash and then sugar.
okay. Well, so that was your traditional Thanksgiving, right? And then there's your non-traditional Thanksgiving because Thanksgiving doesn't have to be turkey, mashed potatoes, Brussels sprouts, pumpkin pie. So you did the traditional and then you did a non-traditional. You did
Mm,
an Italian feast Thanksgiving as well.
I did.
So tell me what's going on in this picture.
This was my breading station. So I had cut all my chicken breast up the night before. So it was all ready to go. So I didn't have to pound anything out. All I had to do was put everything in the flour, the breadcrumbs, egg wash. So I was doing two types of chicken here. So the first one I was doing was chicken parm. And so that's set up for that with my pans on the stove. And then the second part of the chicken that I did was chicken piccata, which just do the flour and then the pan, but don't require egg wash or breadcrumbs. So
All right. So which one is this one? This one is the cutlet.
chicken parm. Yep, chicken cutlets, 4 chicken parm. And so I made a lot of cutlets. I think I ended up making about 20 different cutlets, or 23 actually to be exact.
And you said you had no leftovers.
Yeah, by the time that everybody had their dinner and then made their to-go plate, yeah, no leftovers,
Wow.
which is good because I don't like eating leftovers more than a day. And
And
this
this
was
is
the chicken piccata. Yep. So I did it a little different. I did it with bow tie pasta to kind of make it a little bit more festive looking. So chicken piccata is basically garlic, white wine, um, lemon juice. You reduce the white wine down, and then capers and roasted red peppers.
mm, that looks beautiful. And it almost looks like it would be something you could serve for Christmas as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Those red and green colors.
Hmm. So what I did for my Italian feast is I kind of let everybody, every family that was coming, I let them decide what was their favorite Italian dish. So one family was like, "Oh, we all love, lasagna," and that's what I did here. I did a sausage and pepperoni lasagna. So another person requested like chicken piccata. That's my favorite dish. So I wanted to kind of make a dish that represented everybody's kind of favorite thing because it was Thanksgiving. So Again, I prepped the lasagna the day before, so easy Thanksgiving. I just popped everything in the oven, and really left stuff limited to what I actually had to cook that day.
Nice.
And homemade sauce, of course.
So this is your lasagna before it was cooked,
Hmm.
and this was it when it was done.
Yes,
I bet you that was ooey gooey and cheesy.
it was. It was very good.
What was your favorite thing of the day?
My favorite thing that I wanted was the antipasta salad. That's my favorite. So
Okay.
that's what I that's what I made. Was the antipasta salad. That was my favorite thing.
All right, we have a
I
picture.
love.
We have a
Yeah, yeah,
picture of
we
that
do.
coming up.
Hmm.
But first, I wanted to say we talked about this in our earlier podcast about making sure that you have something for people to graze on when they arrive. And you certainly had a nice little charcuterie set up here for everybody to have something to pick at.
Yeah, just a little something to pick at because there's nothing worse when you're trying to cook and get ready for Thanksgiving and people come in the door that they want to constantly sit there and talk to you. But you need to, you're still finishing cooking, setting up this and that. So I feel if you push some drinks or a signature cocktail or some pickies in front of them, they're more apt to just kind of like graze on that for a little bit and then it gives you the extra 15, 20 minutes you need to kind of gather everything together.
Absolutely does. And there's your antipasto salad.
That was my favorite thing. Little
So,
meat, lots of vegetables. That's my favorite.
and there's lettuce underneath there.
Yeah, red leaf, green leaf, and romaine.
Wow, nice. Are those olives stuffed? They almost look like they're stuffed.
They are. They're stuffed with white cheddar.
Oh, nice.
Hmm.
That looks yummy. Yeah, I can see why that would be your favorite. That would be my favorite too.
Hmm. Of course, I had to make my homemade balsamic dressing to go with it. Which I
Yes.
got my recipe from you, of course.
That's on our website.
Hmm.
We have a lot of great salad dressings on our website at levelfood.net. So if you're interested in some of our recipes, anything that you saw here today, or anything that you're just curious about, we've got about 500 recipes up there right now.
Yep.
All right, but it's kind of interesting. We're talking about doing non-traditional Thanksgiving, and I was invited to a non-traditional Thanksgiving event as well, and it was a Cajun feast. But I didn't make it, thank goodness, because I was ill. But that was happening over the weekend. But it was my friend Allison's, and Allison, if you're watching, just know I'm giving you a shout out right now, talking a little bit about your Thanksgiving that I didn't get to attend, but I heard that it was fantastic. One of the things that Allison said that they did was a turducken.
Mm.
And they also did some barbecue shrimp and gumbo. And she was like, the gumbo was a big hit. The barbecue shrimp was a great appetizer, but she felt like the turducken was a bit overrated.
Yeah.
And I was kind of disappointed because I was looking forward to that as well. I had never had one, but
Hmm.
I could see that maybe that was the case. But the reason I'm bringing this up is we always think we have to be so traditional. And you even ran into some of this. Some of your family members were disappointed that, oh, we're not going to have turkey. And, you ended up doing the additional Thanksgiving too. But I think sometimes it's fun to get outside of our comfort zone and do some things that are a little bit different.
Yeah.
Traditions are nice, right? But I think
Yep.
it's okay to do something different. I met a
Yeah.
girl just before Thanksgiving that told me her husband was making sushi for them. That's what she wanted. So
Hmm.
it was just going to be the two of them, and they were going to have sushi. Why not? Homemade sushi.
Yeah. Even the members that were a little disappointed that I wasn't doing turkey after the end of the night and even the day before, I got phone calls and was said, you know what? I really didn't miss the turkey.
Yeah.
Well, what was more important to them was coming together, everybody coming together, and of course the desserts, right?
Right.
Just like that one day to kind of like it's in the word feast, right? Everybody
Right.
feels the need to like constantly graze on multiple different things and have lots of different desserts but I mean it doesn't matter what you want for that day, it just whatever, whatever is most important to you, that the meaning of the Thanksgiving.
Right. I think that's 100% correct.
I like this Cajun. I might try that one year.
Yeah, Cajun would be fun.
Yeah.
I like that idea as well. So thank you, Allison, for that idea. And Sandy, if you watch this, Sandy's her other sister that we cook together sometimes, every now and then. It's been a moment, maybe before COVID. don't think I've seen you since COVID, but we're due, Sandy. So just know if you're watching, when I get better, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get together and do some cooking. All right, so let's talk leftovers, right? Because everybody has them at some point in time. I know you provided lots of to-go containers for your guests, and that
Hmm.
was fantastic. And my understanding of that is because you're not really a big fan of leftovers.
I'm not a big fan of food waste. And that's what's more important to me is I don't want something to go to waste. So I would rather have somebody else enjoy it and spread the wealth, if you would, or repurpose my leftovers into something else.
I'm also, and you must get that from me because I'm also not a fan of food waste.
Hmm.
I will, right down to the last bit of an onion. I find some way to use it up, it's just in my brain that way.
Hmm. And it works out
So
good because food's so expensive nowadays. So
it's
it's good that
true.
there are programs that way.
So this was a picture of something that you made with, and by repurposing some of your turkey.
Yeah, I had leftover onions and celery and carrots from making my traditional turkey and everything. I had leftover pie dough, and so all I did was and I even had leftover gravy. So it was just about tearing everything up and cooking it together, and made some great pot pies.
That's awesome. And then you made a few other pot pies for
I
later.
did. Yep, those went to other households so they could enjoy them as well, and I cryovac them and froze them.
Fantastic. And that's something that a lot of times people don't take the extra minute to do it, but it really doesn't take long, does it? You have
Yeah.
everything there already.
Mhm.
And who doesn't love a pot pie on a cold
Mhm.
winter night? Hmm.
Yeah.
Comfort food. All right. Well, I let's talk about the turkey carcass. So you pick the carcass clean. You've used all the meat. What are you going to do? Are you going to throw that out? I say no. I made a soup with mine. I
Yeah.
made the best turkey soup. And it was because of using that regenerative turkey that it had so much flavor. I made a huge pot of soup, and I didn't even really have to even add a lot of like extra flavor to it, like bouillon or anything, just the natural flavors. And it was
Mhm.
fantastic. Probably one of the best turkey soups I think I've ever made.
It looks so good.
But you could get non-traditional too with your
The
leftovers. One
truffle.
year, I made a stuffing waffle.
A
That was just
truffle.
leftover stuffing with some
Yep.
cranberry sauce relish. It was a fun, savory waffle. And there was a year when I made smoothies out of my homemade cranberry sauce because it was just so good. I didn't want to waste it. We had smoothies. I added a little banana to it to give it some sweetness and take away from the tart. And it was just wonderful the next day.
I wonder you could do make it into ice cream because I like tartness and sourness in my ice cream. So I wonder maybe I have leftover cranberry sauce. Maybe make it in my Ninja Creamy.
Yeah, you could give it a try in that.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that would be a wonderful way to try it. And even if you right now in the stores they'll have it all marked down in the
Mm-hmm.
cans. So even if you, or even the bags of cranberries. So even if you want to just, boil some down, it might be a good way to give it a try.
Or you could put some rum chowder in that and put it over ice too. I'm just saying.
Oh, you might be able to make a cocktail. So there's another creative way to use leftovers. I'd be all about that.
Hmm.
So, it's interesting. You just talked about the Ninja Creamy and the Ninja Creamy, or is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Creamy. And a lot of people may or may not know this, but we do have an Amazon store. I'm going to take us over there, and I'm going to show just in a second and kind of show you a little bit about what we've got over there, because not because I want you to go and buy stuff, but there is a lot of really good ideas here. So let me see if I can present the
'Tis
other
the
page.
season.
Let me see if I can present the other page.
The holidays come so fast. It feels like once Thanksgiving's over, it's like bam, bam, and then you only have just a few more weeks to prepare for Christmas.
It happens so fast. I agree too. And I don't know, when did Halloween, it's like I blinked and Halloween turned into Thanksgiving. It goes quickly too.
Yeah.
So what we're looking at here is our Amazon site, where we have all of our favorite curated items for the kitchen, and things like that Ninja Creamy. I also have an ice cream maker attachment for my KitchenAid that's up there. We get an attachment to make homemade pasta. I mean, there's so many wonderful things that we bought, we've reviewed just to see if they are worthwhile. And we let you know. We like them, we put them up here. Now, there's also a whole bunch of things here that would be great for Christmas too. If you've got that person in your life that likes to cook, little stocking stuffer ideas, like things like these easy to read measuring spoons, or, Nikki, you have um, a microwave rice cooker in here, and you give a whole tutorial about how to use it. We talk
Mm-hmm.
about knives and cutting boards and aprons. I mean, so many little things here that would be wonderful gifts for someone, or little stocking stuffers. And we even go outside the kitchen to talk about some of the cleaning products that we use, labels, picnic bags. I mean, there's just so many good ideas for the cooks in your
My
life.
spice jars. Oh, that's one thing that I couldn't stand is all my spices. Half the containers that you would buy would just not even hold a whole container. Those
Hmm.
spice jars hold 1.5 containers of spice, so I'm refilling those every once in a while.
That's really good. That's good to know about those as well. Yeah, there's so many wonderful things that we have purchased, and we tried them. We don't get paid to buy these items. We buy them, and then we only get paid if you buy them. And guess what? We only put things up that we like. And as I said, every once in a while we go outside of the kitchen and review some things for our dogs, or personal care items, or a few other little doodads. But for the most part, this is really a lot of kitchen items. And that's at Amazon.com shop, and Love of Food NC is our handle. So try that again. Amazon.com /shop/Love of Food NC. All right, I got it right that time. Anyway, we're not trying to sell you a bunch of stuff. We just kind of wanted to give you a place to go if you're looking for any kinds of holiday gifts for the foodies in your life. That being said,
In all of our videos, right? All of our videos shows us cooking with these items, and how it makes our lives easier when we're prepping and cooking too.
absolutely. So there's a lot of good information in there. Even if you're not going to go and buy something there, you can get the videos. Now, the other thing I just want to mention here, as we're coming to a close on our podcast, is that we're going to try and do another podcast about Christmas. We are going to try and get something talking about maybe Christmas past, maybe Christmas present, and Christmas future, which could be quite interesting. And in the interim, we'll have some other podcasts that I'm going to get up and posted about some travel that we've done recently. So you can take a look at those if you're planning any trips for 2025. We've got some really good fun ideas for you. So, and when we talk about travel, we're talking about food. We're talking about where do we go to eat. So my most recent trip to San Diego, we're going to talk about how to eat in San Diego on a budget and show you what we eat and what we ate and the people that we met there. And it's going to be really fun. You're going to be able to see a lot of really cool, unique things that we've not posted about before.
Nice.
So just to kind of give everybody an idea of what's coming. Now, I'm looking forward to getting those podcasts up, and we'll let you know as soon as they're posted. More importantly, I'm looking forward to being over this cold. Hopefully, you all are feeling well out there and stay healthy. This is the season when we're all getting together and we're seeing a lot of people, and unfortunately, we're spreading a lot of germs. I'm staying home. I haven't been out of my house in over a week, so hopefully I can get out one of these days in the next upcoming week. Fingers crossed. When I feel well enough, I'll get
No,
out
you're
there.
away. I'll keep you in for another week.
Oh, I hope not. All right. Well, Nicole, thank you for sharing all of your wonderful food with us. And I'm going to stop sharing this and just come back over here. I really want to thank you for, it was a lot of cooking that you did, a lot of photos that you took, and sharing about your Thanksgiving. And if anybody's interested, I have my full video up about the regenerative turkey, and you see me slice it and cut it. If you want to know more about that, that's available also in our regular channel on YouTube, which is at Love of Food Network. So you can find us there on YouTube, same place you find our podcast. Just go over to our videos. I think that's all we got for tonight. Anything else you want to add, Nicole, that I forgot?
No, happy holidays.
Happy holidays. All right. We're going to go ahead and end here. Again, thank you everybody for your time and for watching, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.